Good morning to you, and thanks for joining us on News 4 today. Whether you're watching live on air right now or streaming through our News 4 app, we're glad to have you here. We've got Stefano with us this morning to walk us through this honestly bizarre forecast.
Yeah, you just
not what I was expecting.
You look at the.
If Mississippi is successful, states could begin setting their own standards for abortion, with nearly 24 already poised to introduce bans. Tennessee is just one of the dozen states where this ruling could have a major impact. Let's look at our own heartbeat bill. We're learning more about that deadly shooting at a high school north of Detroit. 3 students have been killed and several others injured. Investigators say all of them were shot by a classmate who's in custody this morning. NBC's Jay Gray has the latest on this tragedy. This morning, a labor group is accusing Amazon of, quote, massively underreporting its cases of COVID-19. A NASA spacewalk that was supposed to happen yesterday will now take place tomorrow. 2 U.S. astronauts were set to replace a bad antenna outside of the space station, but Mission Control learned that a piece of orbiting debris might come dangerously close. A new round of pet names are popping up this year. Rover.com released its annual report of 2021's most popular pet names. While the usual names like Max, Bella, Oliver, and Luna remain favorites, pandemic-inspired names also gained popularity. According to Rover, the use of the name Fauci jumped 270% this year, while COVID as a pet name rose 35%. The pet website says they also saw a significant jump in animals named Zoom, Siri, and Google. That'd be really bad if you had one of those Googles in your kitchen, like, hey, Google. Your dog would be like,
you know what my dream dog name is?
What?
Biscotti.
Biscotti.
Biscotti. Or mozzarella. One of those. It's the Italian in me that does it. Mozzarella.
We're learning more about the $100 million media campus coming to Hendersonville. It's expected to bring hundreds of jobs and lots of opportunities for young people in the area. News 4's Carly Gordon met with the visionaries and has more. It doesn't feel like December. It's December 1st, and I mean, it's a little cooler there than we're expecting later on today.
I know, right? As we go through the afternoon.
Big changes today for the Nashville transportation industry. Alcohol is now banned on open-air party vehicles. News 4's Ryan Breslin is live this morning from Lower Broadway. Right now, Metro Police are looking for a man spotted inside Whiskey Row the night a Smyrna man died in the bar. Here's his picture. He's now had 1 year at the helm and some time to reflect on the progress. To mark his milestone, Chief John Drake put out a video outlining his proudest moments and work that he wants to accomplish moving forward. So far, no new information into an extensive search to find Summer Wells. We're now closing in on 6 months since Wells disappeared out of Hawkins County. Tennessee is one of 4 states now wrapped up in a string of ATV thefts. Day 1 of NASCAR week is in the books, and tonight the action ramps up. This morning, CNN has suspended host Chris CUOMO over new documents showing his involvement in his brother's sexual misconduct offense. You know it's going to be a good day when you're surrounded by cookies. That was the case for one 9-year-old who got an invitation to go to Christie Cookie as a sweet way to thank Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. At least 10 people have been forced out of their homes following an overnight fire at an apartment complex. This happened at the Lakes Bellevue Apartments near Aaron Lane and Highway 70 South. It's official. The Omicron COVID variant has now been identified in the United States. The CDC says the first confirmed case popped up in San Francisco. Sources tell NBC that President Biden plans to extend the mask mandate on public transit. It's expected to happen today, extending into mid-March. A really emotional testimony there. City leaders and members of the community met over homelessness in Nashville, and they got a first-hand account of the problem that they're trying to fix. Horrific new details emerging following a killing spree inside a Michigan high school that left 4 teens dead and 7 others hurt. This morning, the gunman, a 15-year-old, has been arraigned on multiple charges, including first-degree murder and terrorism. NBC's Jay Gray has a closer look at the new information in this case. For the first time in a quarter century, Major League Baseball is in a lockout. People magazine announced 2021's People of the Year, and the list includes country music legend and Tennessee native Dolly Parton. We can never get enough of Dolly Parton. People
Never.
around here go crazy for Dolly.
She looks so good.
She does, always.
Oh.
Our weather looks pretty good too, Melanie.
I was going to say, our weather looks great today, too.
This morning, a Nashville man is counting his blessings after he was shot 4 times on the interstate while driving home. We spoke to the man who wanted to be called Brett. He says one of the bullets was just inches away from his head. A Mount Juliet woman is recovering in the hospital after being hit by an impaired driver on Old Hickory Boulevard. Erin White was driving the car that was hit early Tuesday morning. News 4's Ryan Breslin spoke to her mother about how Erin is doing. Kentucky's governor says all he wants is clarity around the most recent block of the president's vaccine mandate. Kentucky's Attorney General Daniel Cameron filed the lawsuit, claiming the vaccine requirement is unlawful and unconstitutional and was granted the temporary block. The prosecutor's office says that the officer did not commit a crime. It says the state's animal abuse law has an exception for self-defense. New video this morning shows the very moments that a driver and a state trooper barely made it out of a massive truck collision. The Idaho trooper was helping out with a flat tire, and then, watch this, all of a sudden you can see a truck come in and ram the back of that vehicle. The trooper goes over the median, and the driver is able to jump on top of it to avoid being hit. The New York City skyline is a little bit brighter this morning. The Rockefeller tree is officially lit.